Hello. Welcome back. Forgot what I did last time. I think I ended on a Lilith run. No. I played a Lilith run that went well, and then I tried doing the diamond crossbow or something. I do still want to do another crossbow run. I'll try that again. Darkness 12. Right. I got new headphones today. My company has like a... What the heck was that squishing sound? My company has like a quarterly budget they give us for like work from home stuff, since I work remotely. And I used mine to get a more comfortable pair of headphones. I've just been using this like awful pair of headphones that I got a long time ago at my previous company, and they let me keep them. Well, they're not awful, but they're just not like they're not like super nice, I should say. And so like at the end of the day, my ears would always hurt because like the headphone wouldn't go completely around my ear. So it was always kind of like pressing against it, I guess. Magnetism, yes. It was always kind of pressing against it, and by the end of the day, my ears would just hurt because they've been getting squished by these headphones all day. And so, yeah, I basically spent like my entire budget on just getting like a nice pair of headphones that were comfortable. I asked my friend, he knows a lot about headphones. He's definitely like an audiophile, I would say. And do I need bullet speed? I want more spread, not less. And I don't really need these things, so let's just take this. But yeah, he gave me some recommendations, and as I was looking at them, I was shocked by how expensive some of the nice headphones were. Like when I told him like, yeah, I want really nice headphones, like I want really comfortable headphones. That's like the thing I care about most. He was like, oh, what's your price range, you know? And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like I just want to focus on them being like as comfortable as possible. And so he gave me like a bunch of recommendations. And one of the headphones, it was like the Sennheiser or something. I don't know how to say it, but it's like a German name. It's like a Sennheiser 800, I believe, is what it is. And those were $1,800. $1,800 for headphones. I was just amazed that they get so expensive. Like, that's crazy. I think I've never paid more than like $20 for a pair of headphones, you know? So the thought of spending like $1,800 on a pair, I was just like, what is this? I did not get those, by the way. That's more money than I get for my budget. But he gave me a couple other recommendations that were much cheaper, and I ended up getting the Bose Quiet Comfort 45, and they actually got here today, which is crazy because I ordered them like 2 days ago. So Amazon really getting very good at, I guess, shipping things out. I was not expecting to get them for a while, you know, because they were fairly pricey. They were like $300 something. But so far, I mean, it's totally worth it. I honestly didn't even know headphones could be this comfortable. The I don't know what it's called, but like the muff, I guess, you know, the padding that sits between your head and the actual speaker, it's so soft. It's so soft. And not only is it super soft, it also is like, it's big enough that it like completely covers my ears, which is nice. That's something my old headphones didn't. Like I said, that's what causes the pain, right? Is that the headphones didn't they didn't wrap around my ears completely, and so they would like squish my ears. But these do, and yeah, I mean, it's been worth every penny so far. Just a crazy difference how much nicer these are than the ones I was using. Also, they have a lot of quality of life features that I wouldn't have thought like I really cared about much until now that I have it. I'm like, wow, how did I ever live without this? Like, one of the things I really like is it has like an app that I downloaded. Increase bullet size. Oh yeah, this is good. I'm gonna be healing a lot. It has like an app I downloaded that lets me control like what's connected to it. More HP. I don't know if that counts as a heal. Well, that should count as a heal. But yeah, it has like this app where you can control like what's connected to it, and you can control like various settings for the headphones that let you customize it a bit to your preference. And the reason I like that is because my PC, it has this annoying habit of like immediately grabbing all the Bluetooth connections it can when it turns on. And I always found that really annoying, because what would happen is if I have Bluetooth headphones like the ones like the Bose ones, if I was using them with my phone or something like that and I walked in range of my computer, the computer would like auto connect to them if it was on, no matter what. And so it's just extremely annoying, because it would just be like I'm trying to watch like a video or something, or I'm listening to music. Ow. And my computer steals the connection. And in the app, I can like disable the connection between the headphones and the computer for my phone. So like if my computer does steal the connection for some reason, I can get it back without having to like go to my computer, turn it, like do whatever, wake it up, or go into my office if I'm not in my office. So that's really nice. I like that quite a bit. And I'm like not an audiophile by any means. I know like nothing about headphones. That's why I was really happy my friend was willing to sort of help me choose, because I was looking at like reviews and stuff, because I did try to like look into it myself, and I didn't even know what they were talking about. They were talking about the specs that they would list for headphones were like, oh, this headphone has like, I don't know, like 50 or 15 ohms resistance, and like they had like graphs with like sound profiles or something. They had like line graphs that I think were like supposed to be like an indication of how like the sound played on the headphones. Like I honestly don't even know. Like I didn't understand it. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have known what headphones were good or bad without his help, so I'm glad that he was willing to help me out with that. These are all terrible. Oh, thank you. Yeah, getting that bullet spread makes such a difference. Shooting behind you will also be very nice. And so yeah, I mean, like I said, I've only had them for a day, but man, I honestly wish that I had not waited so long. That said, like, I don't really know much about... I haven't tried other fancy headphones, so, like, I don't know how they compare to other things in the same price range. Like I said, these were relatively expensive. They were like $300 or something like that, 300 something. And, I'm really happy with them because I didn't actually pay for them, I guess. Technically, I guess I paid for them because, like, that budget that my company gives me is, like a perk of the company. So, I could have spent the money on something else or whatever. But whenever I use that budget, it doesn't really feel like me paying for it, personally. Like, I always think of it as just, like, I don't know, like, free money or something. Even though, in a way, it's kind of just, like, part of my paycheck. to be honest. Like that. Anyways, I am really glad I got them. Like, really made working just a lot more pleasant. Because I don't, like, finish work every day with, like, a headache or with, like, my ears really hurting because of the headphones. I wish, honestly, that even without the budget, I think I would be happy with the purchase, but I don't actually know if, like, what I got was, like, really great value or anything like that, just because, again, I'm not actually sure. I've only ever had, like, $10, $15, $20 headphones, so these are by far, like, the nicest ones I've ever had. And so I don't know, like, what the... I don't have, like, a point of reference for comparing, you know, against other nice, like, high-end headphones. But yeah, this has definitely made me more interested in headphones, too. Like, I wouldn't have really guessed that it would have made such a difference to, like, to my, my day-to-day quality, you know, quality of life or whatever. I can take light bullets, I guess. Don't really need it, but all the other upgrades or whatever. Ah, this is so scary. It's like I open a tiny path and then I have to run. I have to book it. Ow. Oh boy. Oh god, let me out. That was terrifying. Maybe I should just fire more. I'm just like not firing enough because I want to make like a nice clean path for me to walk through. But maybe that's just not how you play as this character, you know? Or with this gun. You just gotta fire more frequently so that you make wide paths like that. You just run through, come back. Yeah, I guess if anyone knows more about headphones, and specifically like where you can learn more about this stuff, because part of why I was so glad I had my friend to rely on is... Oh, come on. I thought they would get bounced when I leveled up there. It's just kind of overwhelming, honestly, like all the stuff I was seeing when I was looking for headphones. I just didn't know what they were talking about. And it was too much... It was too much information for a uninformed beginner, such as myself. This move speed is always good. Oh, the giant worms are showing up now. Ah. Okay, good. They still die in one shot, which is what I was kind of worried about. But only if I charge it a certain amount. Luckily, they're slow-ish. There's also just not as many of them. I feel like I'm gonna die once these guys show up in big numbers, though, because like I just don't really have the AoE I need to clear them. Maybe I don't need to, you know, maybe I can just run away. I'm very fast. As long as I can at least clear like a path for me to keep running through, I can just like run away for the rest of the game or something. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure this weapon out, to be honest. It's a little weird. Because it's so powerful, like the shots you fire, but it just shoots so few times. Oops. Oh my god, am I dead? No, I'm good. That was close though. I would really love to get that XP. Oh, and then this guy too. He spawns like those little... I'm dead. He spawns those little monsters, and they're really hard to deal with because they're small and they run at you. So, I don't know. Let me think about it. What would work well with the crossbow? More damage and piercing. Because this doesn't scale well, probably, since it's going to be based on the base damage. You don't shoot very many bullets. This one's probably good, maybe? Because, like, it's going to pierce through a lot of enemies. This probably shoots for the base damage, so it's probably not good. Shana, I mean, Shana's just good in general. I could try Shana. This is probably really good with that gun, because you're always firing. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like you're supposed to have that rune. That rune so that way when you fire, everything around you takes damage. Because like you do go for bullet damage with this thing, so you should have a lot of it. Ah! Bullet damage. Nice. I don't want that. Fire rate. I still don't know what fire rate does, if anything, with this gun. I would hope that it charges it faster, but I haven't really tested it. So I could just be wasting upgrades when I take those. But like, I don't know. I hope that if they don't do anything, that the developers would fix that, you know? Like, it's really not... It doesn't feel good when there are useless upgrades like that. Ew. That's not good. Guess we'll take burn damage. You can probably do like just a summon build. Like hope for all the summon upgrades. But I really want to win like with the gun, you know? Or at least I want the gun to be like relevant. Because I won once with the crossbow, but it was just because I got that ridiculous like upgrade where I just killed things in my vicinity by standing near them. It had nothing to do with the gun itself. I would just fire the gun to clear a path, so it was relevant in that sense, but that's it. Fifth shot, huh? That's never gonna happen. Take this, I guess. This gun is also not that great for XP, because like the XP ends up really far away. I don't like. Oh. That hit me? Ow. Oh, come on. I The hitbox for the explosions lasts too long. Well, not too long, I just need to pay attention. Bullet size is good. Oh! I almost died because I didn't charge that enough. This guy's fast. They always have fast? It's probably just one of the darkness buffs. Dead. The halo. Okay. I mean, the halo is good. Take it. My shield back. Firing behind me. I want this because I want to get the use a lot upgrade. Does this charge? Oh, interesting. The backwards bullet doesn't gain extra damage when you charge. That makes that a lot worse. I really wish all those like extra bullet generating things scaled with your charge somehow. Because like right now, a lot of them are basically useless. Like the fact that my backwards bullet only does 40 damage no matter how long I charge it. That's not gonna do anything for me. Am I dead? Whoa. Ugh. Yeah. I wanted to move back towards the explosion, but I figured I would die if I did. Try one more time. Yeah, you know, I just don't know. Gun just feels really weak. Try one more time. Bum ba da bum ba da bum. Do. These all suck. Let's take the dragon, I guess. So yeah. Now I'm wondering like what other things that I have sort of just been ignoring could be like huge quality of life changes for me, you know, in my home office. Like you know, the headphones are one thing. One of the first upgrades I actually got was like a nice chair, since I figured, you know, if I'm gonna be spending that much time in my chair every day, I want something that's like not going to screw up my back. Like, I got a nice steel case chair using the budget they gave me. Deals as much damage as your bullets. It's gonna be like the weak bullets though. Fire damage is gonna be useless. So annoying. These upgrades suck. Rip shield. So yeah, I got a nice chair. And the budget that I'm talking about, it like refreshes every quarter. They give you like a chunk of money every quarter that you can use on whatever you need for work or for like the office. Like, I guess if you don't have a home office, it doesn't matter. It's like money you can use to like improve your work from home situation. And it refreshes every 3 months. So I've been like steadily upgrading my office this whole time. And I mean, it's come a long way from where I was when I was first working for Dropbox. Because when I actually started the day they closed the office for COVID. So like, I was getting ready to go into the office for the first day, and then I get an email that's like, actually, don't come in. We're closing the office because of COVID. And so I've never actually worked in the office. I want all of these. I should take the dragon though. Like, if you take the dragon, you really have to just take the upgrades as soon as possible. Ah! Oh, I got through. That was close. And like when I first, I mean, I was not prepared to work from home, right? So like I just kind of threw together what I could. Using what was like available to me. And so I had like this really shitty desk that I would use. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Let me out. I had this like awful desk that I would use. It was just like a tiny little, it was like a tiny little 2 foot by 2 foot desk that I would just like set my laptop on. And I lived in SF at the time, so of course I was like in a tiny SF apartment, which was awful as well. I really can't make myself slower until I get more movement speed. Like the whole situation was just not great. And, you know, I didn't upgrade from that for quite a long time because, like, I didn't have a home office until I moved to Oklahoma. It's like I could get a better housing situation there, obviously, since housing is way cheaper here. And, oh, my dragon hatched. Nice. Ah, got too close. Oh wow, specialize. If I could get the bullet multiple, well, I don't want to reduce my damage by that much. I don't even know what I want, honestly, but anyways, going back to what I was saying about work from home situation. Get tons of HP and make myself useless and slow. Oh boy, these are all not great. I can re-roll. Please be good. Reload rate is good. Let's see. It's gonna triple, right? So like, I take this, I just get a bunch of reload rate. I take this, every 2 times I fire, I shoot like a ton of lightning. But it's not really gonna do that much damage. Dang, this is not a good time. And I guess I take this. Ah, boy. So yeah, I think if I recall correctly, yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, I guess it does charge faster. Oh, I almost died there. Let me out! I'm dead. God. god, this gun is so bad. Why? I hate it. I'm determined to make it work though. Alright, doing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna try it with Spark. Because like when they pierce, they'll be more likely to trigger lightning, right? So that could be like the build. A lightning build with like this gun that just causes lots of triggers. Yeah, when I was still in SF, what I did first is I just like upgraded like my actual like working equipment, if that makes any sense. So like I got like a nice keyboard, like an ergonomic keyboard, so that my hands wouldn't get screwed up if I'm working. And I got like a nice monitor and some other stuff over time. Banker, vitality, I think freeze. And eventually I moved to Oklahoma, and then I was able to like really start actually getting upgrades that were pretty significant, like quality, like improvements, you know? Like the first thing I did was buy a better desk, because I was using that awful tiny desk that I mentioned, the little 2-foot one. I used that thing for like a whole year. Yeah. Pyro Mage. And, oh, that's scary. Like, when I was able to get rid of that, I was so happy. I got, like, a sanding desk, like an adjustable one, and that's been great, because, like, I can, you know, stand up and sit down as I feel like I need to, so that, I'm comfortable, and so that I don't, like, spend all day sitting down. It's just like better for my health, I guess, you know, to be alternating. I got that, and then the next time it refreshed, I got a nice chair. I got like that steel case I mentioned. That's been like a huge improvement because it has just like way better. I mean, I don't know anything about chairs. I got it because it was like what was recommended to me by a friend who had gotten one and said that it made like a big improvement for them. And yeah, I would have to agree. It's just like my old chair was like it was okay, but it wasn't great. Like if I sat in it for too long, I would kind of have like back pain afterwards. And this new one is great. It has like really good back support. I can sit in it as long as I need to, and I'm not gonna be like having back pain or anything. And it's like adjustable, so you know, if I need to change it for whatever reason, it's not going to be useless as soon as I adjust it. I think I want the Electro Bud because I mean, I don't need my clip reloaded by lightning. Let me out! Oh, so scary. I hate this gun. I need fire starter. I also want bullet damage. Oh my god, that's so annoying. That's like what gets me more than anything, is I keep running into the explosions when I fire into an explodey guy like that. This doesn't really feel like it's working. Like I was hoping it would, you know? Like, I don't really feel that strong. Normally when this boss shows up, I just like mow him and everything around him down. Right now I'm like trying just to stay alive. And I want to avoid just building this glare thing again. Sure, more lightning. What do we got? Every third lightning strike deals double damage. Okay. I mean, this basically means I never reload now, right? I'm just gonna be generating lots of lightning bolts. I guess I take this. These other ones are pretty mediocre. I could take Divine Blessing. Even though my shield is like never up. Wait, did I accidentally take the dagger? Oh my god, I hate everything. Like the useless dagger. Oh, no. No, I'm so sad. I do want double shot. More lightning triggers. So yeah, I got the upgraded chair, and then after that I upgraded my mics. Like I got a... Well, I didn't actually buy this one with my budget. The company had like a thing where you could sign up for a... You could sign up for... I actually like this ice thing. It like freezes stuff around me. Oh god. Stay away. They had this thing at work where you could get like an upgraded mic. Bullet damage size. That one's pretty good. Yeah, I'll just take that one, I guess. You could get like a... It would send you like a pack that had things that were useful for like meetings. So, like it had a microphone. It had like some lights. You know, those little circle lights or whatever that you can use. Okay, I definitely want Shatter. I'm actually shooting quite a lot of ice crystals out, which is cool. It's freezing things around me quite a bit. Okay, see, those eyeball guys are gonna be a problem. They have too much HP. So yeah, it came with like a headphone, some lights, not headphones, sorry, it came with a microphone, some lights, and like that, I guess. Some lights, and there was something else as well. I don't remember what it was. Oh, whatever. The point is I didn't spend my budget on that one, but I was able to get a nice mic, which was like the next upgrade. And that one is good. You know, it doesn't benefit me really directly. I guess it does, but like it really helps everyone else quite a bit. Just do this one because I do empty my clip very quickly, obviously. See, that's pretty good. Even though it doesn't do like a ton of damage. Keeps things away from me because they have like high knockback. And that's honestly what I've been having trouble with, so maybe that was the solution. It's just to take that upgrade. Although it's not great for XP because it means there's XP all over the place. do want to be faster. I do want to reload quicker. I think I care more about being faster. But yeah, after that, what was the next thing I got? Like looking over at my desk. Well, I got like a nice mouse, like a mouse that like stands on its side. That was a pretty good upgrade. It means like I wouldn't have guessed it would have made that big of a difference, but I definitely like never have like issues with my wrist hurting after work now. It's like the way you hold the mouse since it's sideways. Ooh, Fusillade. Now that's what I wanted to see. I feel like I've been wanting this for the last several games and I just haven't gotten it. Yeah, that's very good. The mouse is really nice. Like I said, it's like a sideways mouse, or a vertical mouse, I think is the term actually. So like, because of the way you move that mouse, it doesn't really stress my wrist at all. And so at the end of the day, I don't feel like my wrist hurts or anything like that. I definitely need more HP. Now I feel pretty strong. I'm actually like clearing things. I'm able to keep things away from me. What did I do differently? Was it just the character? Maybe it was the order I got things in? Or maybe like, I mean, I know I said Magic Dagger is useless, but it did give me like a lot of damage early on, and maybe that was enough to help carry me this late to where I actually get a little stronger. I'm not really sure. I don't really need summon damage, I don't think. Take this, I guess. So, yeah, the mouse has been a really good one. Definitely, I think, in the long term too, I think it's gonna like pay off, right? Because a big part of the reason why I've been using that like budget I mentioned on upgrading my office is just because I did some research on like, you know, how to work in an office setting, and I read that people always end up with like carpal tunnel and all these problems later in life. I think I just want that. People end up with like carpal tunnel later in life and all this other stuff. And so I've just been like steadily upgrading the things that I read about that like helped prevent like problems, you know, like sitting, I read, is like the worst thing. Just like sitting all day is the worst thing, which is why I went for like the standing desk upgrade first. And then, you know, carpal tunnel and all that, which is why I got the mouse. And then your back getting screwed up because of poor posture, which is why I got the chair. And so I'm hoping that what I've done is set myself up to, you know, after working for however many years I end up working, hopefully I don't have like a ton of problems because of my line of work. But now that I've been upgrading stuff, I've also learned quite a bit about things that I just never really thought about, you know? Like, now that I have these, like, really nice headphones, I am curious to learn, like, more about headphones in general. Maybe, like, see if I made the right choice in terms of, like, oh no, my shield, in terms of, like, which headphone to get. You know, I can maybe get an upgrade someday if I feel like it, but for now, these are definitely, like, way nicer than anything I've ever had in my life. You know, I usually don't buy like super fancy things. So this I'm really glad the company gave us this budget, because it like forces me to spend money on things that I normally wouldn't spend money on, right? Growing up, like, my family didn't have like a whole lot of money, so I would always just get like the cheapest option for everything. And this budget being like a use it or lose it type of thing, and not just being like a cash payout, has been kind of, it's like forced me to spend it on things that I wouldn't have spent it on otherwise. Like, even though I care about like the even though like I said, I care about, I don't want to increase my ammo because I want to be able to keep spamming the fan thing that I'm getting. Burn. Even though like even before I had this budget, like I cared about making sure that like I had good ergonomics and work and all that. But whenever I searched for stuff, I would always be like, okay, what's like the cheapest thing I can get, you know? Like, what is the cheapest thing I could get that gives me what I want? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, obviously, but I think I was overestimating like the quality of the stuff I was getting. Like, I think I thought for a long time that I had like good headphones, you know? Like, I had headphones that gave me everything I wanted and needed, because I went out and I found these like cheap headphones that were a really good deal, but I just didn't know about all this other stuff that you could get in higher end headphones. Oh, this is so much easier with the knockback from that spray when I empty the clip. It's like crazy how big a difference it is. I'll take this. More movement speed is good. Like, even if I don't kill them, it doesn't really matter because they can't get close to me. I'm just pushing them so far back. Anyway, so that's the nice thing about that budget, right? Is because I've always been like a saver, right? Like I said, my family didn't have like a ton of money growing up. So anytime I make money, I always want to just like save it, either by like investing it or by like putting it in my emergency fund if I had to spend my emergency fund for whatever reason, like for something I needed or like helping my family out. But this money is not cash, right? Like, if I don't use it, it just goes away. And so, I'm incentivized to spend all of it. And so, the budget is pretty generous as well. So, like, it helps remove that, that mindset I had where I'm always just like, what's the absolute cheapest thing I can get to satisfy my use case, right? Now I can, now when I look at things and I'm spending the money from that budget, I think to myself, like, what's the highest quality thing I can get? What's like the best in class that I could get given the amount of money I have? And I'm glad it works that way, honestly. Like I said, I've always had a saver's mindset, and so I would definitely not have like gotten as nice of a desk as I got. I would not have like oh god, it's this guy. He's gonna take forever to kill because I don't actually do like a ton of damage. But on the bright side, it's easy to keep things away. Oh, there it is. And he does double damage to me right now, so I need to be extra careful. Yikes. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this a little bit, just because I would really hate to die now, given how far I've made it with this gun and how hard it's been to actually make progress with it. Oh god! What is happening? There's so much more stuff. Yeah, I'm not killing it fast enough. Oh, okay. That was getting a little scary. Movement speed is good. I definitely want movement speed. It's gonna make a big difference. This guy is a joke. He's, like I said, I think he's only scary if, like, you fail to kill the boss before him quickly enough, because then he's, like, chasing you around while that thing shoots laser beams. This is also the lowest level I've been at this point, I think, ever. Like I said, this gun doesn't really feel great for gathering XP because of how far away things die, and also, yeah, it's just like pushing stuff everywhere. Bullet damage, lightning damage, I guess. It's not really good, but I don't think it matters at this point. Like, I think I'm gonna win just because I can keep things away from me, which is kind of fun. Like, normally I win because I just deal so much damage that I kill everything. I want to be here. This is the first time I'm kind of winning just because, like, things... Not because I'm, like, able to kill everything, but just because things can't kill me. I'm just surviving as, you know, it's in the game. Or, I guess it's not. This is not Vampire Survivors, but, you know, it fits the theme of the game. The point is not necessarily to be stronger than everything, it's just to survive for 20 minutes, so... I think bounce might be good now because my bullets are not piercing everything. And also make the AoE bullets maybe bounce a bit. Oh, wait, it's hitting things towards me. I don't actually like that. I changed my mind. That was a mistake. Yeah, it's like bouncing things towards me, which is kind of scary. Yeah, I got hit there because it bounced it towards me. Oh god, I hope I don't kill myself because of that. Take some regen. That'll heal me 1 HP at least. It is cool when you fire a bullet into a crowd though, because it just triggers like a whole wave of lightning. God, stop bouncing things into me. If I die because of that, I'm gonna be so mad. Oh my god, it's even worse for the big ones. I don't know. Like that, I guess. Move in a straight line until my shield comes back, hopefully. God, I really don't want to die here, so but I'm definitely focusing on this a bit more than normal, maybe. Get away from me, thank you. God, these bouncing bullets are such a mistake. It's like bouncing enemies towards me. Like the exact opposite of what I wanted. I was hoping the bouncing would cause the bullets like bounce on the outer circle so that they like stay away from me. But what it's done instead is it passes through an enemy, hits the one behind them, and then bounces back into the first enemy, causing them to bounce towards me. But like I said, I think if I just move in a direction and fire, they're not gonna get me, so I can just run until I win. Did this map not wrap? Like, I feel like I'm not running into the giant crowd of enemies I left behind. Or maybe I've just killed enough of them by like firing off in this direction. I'm also not seeing any XP, so I guess the map doesn't wrap. That's so weird. Like, yeah, the map doesn't wrap. I'm not sure I like that, honestly. I feel like it should wrap. So yeah. The way that it's done has been super helpful because it means that I actually spend the money instead of just saving it or investing it or whatever. And it's made it so that I try things that I wouldn't have tried before. And I finally won with this stupid crossbow, so that's great. Yeah, like I said, I would never have tried the high quality headphones had I not had that money not been like the policy for it been the way it is. Elites have even more HP. Wow. Alright. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that if you'd like to see more. Have a great rest of your day. See ya!